Good morning, traders. Welcome back to a new week. Happy new month to you all. Welcome to the month of November. We're excited to have you all here. Welcome to the market caller for today, the 3rd of November, 2025. My name is CJ, and I'm excited to host you on the first part of the market caller for today. During this period of the market caller, we're going to do a quick top-down analysis on the following pairs. Starting off with dollar index, we're going to be looking at what the dollar has been doing and what it's up to for this new week. We're also going to look at GBP USD and Euro USD. And then we're going to look at gold against the dollar, the yen basket, GBP JPY, and Euro JPY. These are the major currency pairs and indices that we're going to be looking at for today being Monday. Starting off with the dollar index, we're going to proceed straight into the charts. Now, on the dollar index, looking at it from the weekly time frame, we could see that the dollar index is making moves to the upside, which is normal. It's not out of place, even though on the monthly time frame, we're still having bearish bias on the dollar index. But on the weekly, we're seeing it making this move to the upside. We've had previous liquidity points in terms of these orange lines right here. And the dollar index has been breaking it to the upside. So we want to see where this move to the upside is going to lead to. Before now, we already had the conclusion that this move to the downside was not well mitigated. I mean, if you look at it from the monthly time frame, you see that there are still gaps around these areas, like the monthly fair value gap right here, that price has not traded into. So we expand this to see it clearly. So say price has not traded into some of these liquidity regions, and we would like to see price make a move for these places, and we want to see what it results to at the end of the day. So for the dollar index, we're expecting a move to this place. If this bullish move is strong, then I think it's going to be targeting all the way here. So we might see something like this moving into the end of this year, all the way from here to this place and then back downward. So this is what we might see looking at the looking at the monthly time frame. Then if we're looking at it from the weekly time frame, this could go ahead to scatter this whole structure that was created right here, where we had this lower low and the lower high right here. And price has been ranging around it. So we might see a move that goes ahead to break it off. Now, if you switch back down to the daily time frame, you'd also notice that we've just been stuck around this place for a whole long time. Price has just been ranging around it. So we could see one more move to the upside, and then this could be the target all the way here. If price trades all the way here, then target has been met. You can now continue selling. So, but I don't really think it's going to go and break all the way up there. I think it's just coming here to grab immediate liquidity. Now, if you look at what we're expecting for the immediate trade on the daily time frame, on the 4-hour time frame rather, we're having a bullish bias, very clear. However, I'm expecting a sell-off on the dollar index this morning or into the remaining part of today. I want to see the dollar sell off and give us a very good retracement, because I mean, if you look at this move all the way to the upside, there's been no clear mitigation to the downside yet. So I'm expecting the dollar index to give us a quick retracement before the continuation. Even if you look at it on the 1-hour time frame, it still feels so. So I'm expecting that retracement, and where I'm expecting the retracement to get to is right here. So let me take off these lines. So I'm expecting retracement all the way here, and if the dollar index trades to this level, then I'll start looking for a buy, because at this point where it is, it's clearly at premium, and I would not want to look for a buy around that premium. So I want to see something like this. Then I would execute a buy on the dollar index. So for the dollar index for today, day trading, I'm expecting a sell-off to the downside. This is what I'm looking out for on the dollar index. Now flip it over to Euro USD. We can see that Euro USD is also making its move to the downside. Let me clear up this chart so it's clear. Now, if you look at Euro USD, it's making that move as well to the downside. If you look at the daily time frame, you can also see that it's making that strong move to the downside. We're expecting it to trade and fill up this fair value gap, then maybe continue from there. So we're expecting it to fill all the way here. All right. So, but then before we get to that, looking at what price has done around this level here, breaking the structure to the downside, I'm expecting a retracement on Euro USD. So I'm expecting a quick buy on Euro US. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, I'm expecting this buy to fill up this fair value gap or trade all the way back to this 4-hour order block right here before continuing the sell. So these are the two places I'm expecting price to get to. But for me to make more profit, this price should trade all the way. I expect maybe price to trade all the way here. If it does so, then I know I'm going to be in much more profits while trading it to that particular region. So for Euro USD, I'm expecting a buy all the way here and then the sell off afterwards. So something like this, and then the sell. This is what I'm looking out for on Euro USD. So let's check and see whether the buy setup is already printing out. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, this looks valid because we're going to come and take off all the liquidity that has been created here and then ride it all the way up before selling back to the downside. So everything is looking clear for a quick buy on Euro USD. Now for Euro USD, as usual, I would prefer to wait for my entry pattern to print out. I want to see an engulfing candle or an evening star, a morning star pattern rather. If I see any of these two, I'll be taking my buy on Euro USD because it's looking clear for a buy and it's still within range. So I'm looking for a morning star pattern right now on Euro USD or an engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing candle. So if I see any of these two, I'll be executing a buy on Euro USD from here. So I'm executing a buy from here, and then I'm looking to trade it all the way to the upside here. So doing about 60 pips, and then stop loss is just right below here. It's about 18 pips. So this will give us enough room to run on the trade. So for Euro USD, I'm looking to buy it from here and then run it all the way here. Okay, this is the overall target, somewhere around here. This is the overall target. So we're looking to trade just a few pips away from that. Okay, so this is my setup on Euro USD. I just want to see my entry signature print out and then I'll execute my trade immediately. So I'm looking for an engulfing pattern, a bullish engulfing pattern, or a morning star pattern. Either of these two will trigger a buy for me on Euro USD. Now let's look over to GBP USD. Now GBP USD is doing quite similar thing to what Euro USD is doing, just that GBP USD has gone ahead to break this structure. If you look at it on the daily time frame, we'll get clarity. But then looking at the weekly time frame, it looks like GBP USD would make a lot of retracement when the sell resumes. So let's look at it on the daily. On the daily, you could also see that price just came out to weak out this low. So we're expecting a strong retracement to follow it afterward because you see that price could not close below here. So there's not clearly a break. So it's just a week looking like stop punch. So we're expecting that bullish run back to the upside. Now, if you look at the 4-hour time frame as well, you see that price left a lot of liquidity hanging as we expect the trade to resume back to the upside. If you look at the daily time, the 1-hour time frame as well, you see that there's a lot of liquidity around here, diagonal liquidity. So if price is making its move back to the upside, I expect it to come and clear out all these guys. Okay. And then back to the entry time frame. Looking at 15 minutes time frame, this is looking like a good place to buy. However, I'm very concerned about this diagonal liquidity that has been created here during the open of the London session. You can see this diagonal liquidity. So I'm concerned, but however, it doesn't stop me from executing a trade when I see one. So I'm looking forward to seeing an engulfing pattern, the same thing as I'm looking out for on Euro US. If I see an engulfing pattern or a morning star pattern, I'll be buying GBP USD. Now, where are we buying GBP USD to? If you look at the 4-hour time frame, just like the daily time frame, just like I'm Euro USD, you could also see this 4-hour order block right here. This could be a place where we'll get some good trades because I mean this is about 54 pips if we should trade all the way there. So I'm looking for a buy on GBP USD from this region, just like on Euro USD from this region right here. I'm looking for a buy on GBP USD, and then we're targeting all the way to this level here. Okay, we're targeting all the way to this order block right here. This is my setup for GBP USD buy, and once price starts to get close, it's already around the entry point. So I just want to see an engulfing pattern or the morning star. Once price starts to form that, I would execute my buy as well on GBP USD. So these are the two trades I'm looking to take today, being Monday, and I've shown you where I think price is heading to for this week. I expect it to get to this level here to buy as a form of retracement and then sell off afterwards on GBP USD and on Euro USD. So these are my buyers. If you have any question, feel free to ask your question in the chat box and we'll do well to attend to your question. In the meantime, we're going to go on a very, very short break. And when we return, we're going to continue our analysis. We're looking at gold, we're looking at GBP JPY and Euro JPY. So stay tuned. In about 30 seconds, we'll resume the break, and then we'll resume from the break and we'll continue with our analysis on the pairs that are called out. See you soon.
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to the market call brought to you by the Value Flow Trading Team. That was an insightful analysis from CJ, and this morning we are going to be looking at the precious metal, and from there we'll be heading straight to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket, and the information we get on the yen basket will help us to determine what to do with the yen correlated pair this morning, being Monday, the 3rd of November 2025. Once again, happy new month, and I believe this month is going to be a remarkable one for you in the course of trading. All right, so for the precious metal, let's move straight to what we have going on right from the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, after this consolidation and this massive breakout, we've seen how that price has just been aiming all the way to the upside. However, we see some little pullback for the past 2 weeks now, and just the way we analyze, we expect that there should be a pullback of this massive expansion. And if you look at it, we are expecting the pullback to come all the way to the 50% fib level of this expansion. So where are we heading to? We go a little bit lower to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we are going to observe that yes, we've not really seen, we just saw a brief market structure shift somewhere here on the daily time frame. If you look at it very well, we are going to observe that we already have a market structure shift here, right? And we are expecting that price should retrace all the way back up, at least take out liquidity from this particular point, this liquidity point, and tap into this daily order block. So when price taps into this daily order block, and then we can begin to see a continuation of the sell, because we still expect much more pullback on the precious metal. And for this week, what we are looking at to see on the precious metal for the week is a buy to sell, particularly from this structure we are seeing on the daily time frame. Is going to be a buy to sell. All right, so let's go to the 4-hour time frame to confirm what we have at this region, and at the same time where we may be heading to when price get to that place. So at this particular level where we are expecting price to get into is actually a flip zone, and we are still expecting price to trade into that flip zone. Just the way you can see it, this is a very strong support that was heavily broken to the downside. So we are expecting that price should buy, take out liquidity around this level, tap into this support that should turn resistance, and as we have a fair value gap just in it, above it rather, so price is most likely going to tap into that fair value gap. And if you look at it, if you switch back to the daily time frame, that particular level happens to be the daily order block too. So we are expecting that price should, all things being equal, rally all the way to that level. Then we begin to see the short all the way back down. Now, when the short begins, where is it coming? All the way into, remember last week, our expectation last week is also a sell to buy. But we see how that price actually sold, but didn't get to our expected POI. So when price rally all the way to this level, we are expecting that the short should come all the way into this shoulder level that we have in it here, right on the 1 hour time frame if you refine more to the lower time frame. However, moving forward, we are going to see there is still diagonal liquidity around this side that price is still necessarily going to come and take out, and we should look out for that too, right? Now let's go to the 1 hour time frame to see how we are going to see our entry for the buy. Then we can easily begin to follow all the way back down. Now on the 1 hour time frame, all we are seeing is price has just been more like a consolidation within this zone. But one thing I'm observing is that since price already took out this high here, since price already traded above this high, so I expect to see some level of pullback a little bit today to come and take out liquidity around this particular level, to take out last week Thursday Asian low. When price takes that level out, and there's also probability for price also to take out Tuesday low too. So if price takes out that level, then it may likely continue all the way back up. But where price is right now, if you look at it on the daily 1 hour time frame, you are going to observe that it's looking more like a bust pattern if you go to the lower time frame on the 15 minutes. So that is why I'm being skeptical a bit to wait until price break through this particular level. If this bust pattern on 15 minutes fails, then you know when the bust pattern fails, it's telling us something new that we should trade in the opposite direction, right? So this is the shoulder here, and I'm expecting that if we see an entry signature for itself here, we are going to trade it all the way to take out that 1 hour liquidity level. But if not, if this level fails, if we did not see the entry signature and it fails all the way to the upside, then when price pull back to that level, look out for your bullish engulfing and start buying until we get to our daily POI. All right, so that is for the precious metal. If you get me right, let me know in the chat box if you get me right. All right, so let's quickly move to Japan to see what exactly is going on the yen basket and where are we heading to in the course of the week. Remember, a few weeks ago, like about 3-4 weeks ago now, price traded into our long-term POI because we've been shorting the yen basket, and we expect that as price tapped into this weekly fair value gap, we want to see price begin to rally all the way back up. But on the daily time frame, we saw price react to a bust pattern somewhere here. You can see this is the shoulder. This particular candlestick you're seeing here is the shoulder here, and price, after breaking structure to the downside, pull back all the way again and reacts back down. So what we are expecting furthermore is we are looking for forward to a continuation of the buy trend for price to start buying anytime soon on the yen basket. And this is telling us that we are most likely going to see this week to be a bullish week for the yen basket, and the yen correlated pair is going to be a sell week for the yen correlated pair. So let's interpret this particular data from the on the yen correlated pair, starting with GBP JPY. So if you look at GBP JPY, we are going to observe on the daily time frame, we are still very much bullish looking at the structure on daily time frame. However, if you stream in very well, we are going to observe that we have more like an inverse of what we are seeing on the yen basket on GBP JPY, as price came to target this liquidity point here and is been selling all the way back down. But the momentum for the sell is not really very much, but we are still expecting much more of the sell moving forward this week. I'm very much highly optimistic to see GBP JPY sell to the downside. So let's look at it on the lower time frame from 4 hours downward. So if you look at 4 hour time frame, you are going to observe that price has actually been pulling all the way to the downside, even though it looks more like a consolidation around this level here. And on the 1 hour time frame, you are going to observe what we have on 1 hour time frame. We've seen how that price tapped into this shoulder level sometimes on the last week Monday, and price collapsed all the way to the downside. So this Monday again, we've seen another early this hour. I saw an entry which I took right now, and this is it. This is the shoulder level here. you can see this is the shoulder. We've seen the sweep of liquidity, a break of market structure, and price trading back into that level, this shoulder level, and give an entry. So if you go to your lower time frame, like 5 minutes, you are going to see the entry signature there. This was the entry signature here. This was the entry point, and price ringed a little bit before now dropping. So the target is just a 1:3 or 1:2, whichever one you want to do, with a stop loss of about 23 pips and a target of 70 pips. All right, so this is what we are expecting on GBP JPY. And also let's quickly move to Euro JPY to see what is going on Euro JPY. All right, for Euro JPY on the daily time frame, we are going to observe that compared to GBP JPY, since Euro JPY got to its own POI for sale, we've been seeing markets, pulling all the way back down. But we are expecting Euro JPY to start selling too, just the way we have GBP JPY. But let's look at Euro JPY on the 4-hour time frame to see, until we see a clear market structure shift for Euro JPY, then we can easily begin to follow it all the way back down. But on this particular chart of Euro JPY, we are seeing more like a bullish flag, of which I still expect to see a break in market structure to the downside. So let's look at it from the 1-hour perspective of Euro JPY. So if you look at Euro JPY from the 1-hour perspective, we've not really seen a clear market structure shift to the downside. So what I would advise is, if you want to trade Euro JPY, let's wait to see a clear market structure shift on Euro JPY. But based on what is happening now on the other yen correlated pair, let's go to the lower time frame to see if we are going to see any structure for a sell for Euro JPY. On Euro JPY, there's no structure for a sell, so I would advise we just hold on and see what becomes of price for Euro JPY. All right, if there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box. Let's quickly address it before we call it a day. Let's look at 5 minutes on Euro JPY. There has not been any entry for Euro JPY at all. All right, so just let's be patient a bit and see what becomes of price on this particular pair. All right, so if there's no further question, there's no question for the yen correlated pair and also the precious metal, this is going to be the end of the market color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. Till we meet again for the New York session by 2 p.m. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lekon Shemi. Cheers and God bless.